Hello friends, the objective of this lecture is data types. Basically, we will cover the primitive data types, Unicode and non-primitive data types in this session. Basically, data types in the Java has been divided in the primitive and non-primitive. We can see from the picture that the primitive data type as a integer, float, character and boolean as a subtype. If we will refer the integer data type, then we will find out byte, short, integer and long as a integer data type. To represent integer, we have four varieties in short. That's a byte, short, integer and long. To represent the floating point number, we have a float and double varieties available. For the character and boolean, we have a character and boolean itself with a data type. In a non-primitive data type, we have basically the class, interface, array, string and enum. Now let us understand the primitive data types in detail. Primitive data types are the data types which are not objects in the object-oriented sense, but have binary value. There are 8 primitive data types. Here we have a list of all the primitive data types available in Java. Here we have the one basically table. That table shows that the data type, their size and the description. For example, the data type byte occupies 1 byte and can take the numbers from minus 20, 128 to 127. Similarly, short data type occupies 2 bytes and take minus 32,768 to 32,767 range. Similarly, we have an integer, long, float, double, boolean. Boolean data type occupies 1 bit that was not available in a C language. That represent true and false only, and it will store again 1 bit information. The character data type. The character data type basically occupies 2 bytes. Now C it was occupying a 1 byte, but here it will occupy 2 bytes in a Java. It represents the single character from 0 to 65,535 value. Now let us take few examples. Here we have a boolean, variable 1, true, short, variable 2, 12. We have assigned the byte with a variable 3, 13 value. We have integer data type used with a variable 4, the 14 value, float data type we have used with a variable 5, and 15.15 value we have assigned. Whenever we are assigning a float value to the variable, it's better to write the f like this. Similarly, we have a long variable 6 and some long value has been assigned. Again, similar to the float, it's better to write a L at the end of a variable of long data type value. Double variable 7, we have a 17D. It's not need to mention a D in a long variable. By default, it will take it. Character can be assigned by 2 or 3 representations. One is a directly character assign you can do, or second one is a by number, or the third one is a by unsigned number like /u. So these are the 3 representations we have in a variable 8, 9 and 10. Scientific numbers. You can assign or declare the scientific variables also. Like we have a float variable 11, 35e, 3f. Similarly, we have a double variable 12, 12e, 4d. That's the exponential notation we are using over here. Now let us go for the Unicode. ASCII uses 1 byte to represent a character. You might be knowing that one. In a C language, there are total 256 characters can be used because the character data type occupies 1 byte. But in Java, the character data type occupies 2 bytes. It means that we have a total 65,536 characters possible in a Java. The limitation of a character set of a C language is that we can able to work only for the say to 56 characters. We cannot develop the software which can represent or show Japanese, Chinese, Germany language, French, or Indian language like Gujarati, Hindi, Tamil. In a Java, we can do this. That is basically by use of a Unicode. So this Unicode is not only useful for the Java, it is a universal code. You can use it in an internet, web browser, notepad, anywhere. So basically that is a Unicode. Now let us refer the PPT. The lowest value of the Unicode is a /u000 and the highest value is a /u_fff. Non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are called as a reference type because they refer to the objects. In the Java, non-primitive data types are always passed by reference. Examples are class, interface, array, string, and enum. Let us take the example of a class. We have already seen such examples. Fine, we have one more example. Let us take this example. The class 1 integer a, one class we have made. Class test. Here we have created a object 1, obj1. So this is basically we are creating a one variable or the object, and that's why basically this is a one data type, and this is a non-primitive data type because we have created this. We have given the name of the data type as a 1 over here. You can give the data type name as an employee or student or whatever you want to go for. So that's why this is known as a non-primitive data type. Enum. Enum level. We have defined the low, medium and high levels. And then we have a class test. We have a main and then we have a level English equal to level dot high. We have created a one data type known as a level which have a values possible are low, medium or high. Here we have created a one variable or the object of a level with a value high and we are putting the system.out.println in English. So it will print high. Then we have an array. In a Java, the array coding is something different. See over here, we have a main method, we have an integer a to empty braces, then new integer, you have to use a new operator new over here, and then 10 that shows that how many integer elements we want to go for. So this will create a array of 10 integers, and as we have not assigned any value, by default it will assign the 0 value or the default values to all the elements. Here we are printing the a of 0, it will print out 0 value. Here we have an assignment, and this is the communication detail.